Yo, what's up, gamers? Welcome back to the channel, the place where we talk about all the insane, mind-blowing AAA games dropping soon, and trust me, this list, oh boy, it's gonna melt your wallet and your brain at the same time. So grab your snacks, your controllers, and maybe a stress ball because we're going on a gaming roller coaster. Marvel's Wolverine. Starting strong with Marvel's Wolverine, and no, this is not just some Wolverine skins mod in Fortnite, we're talking a full-on solo Wolverine adventure, baby. Picture this, you're Logan, you're grumpy, you're claw-happy, and every time someone insults you, you probably just swipe first and ask questions later. That's Wolverine in a nutshell. Now, gameplay-wise, Insomniac Games is reportedly going full cinematic combat mode, which means every punch, claw, slash, and neck snap is gonna feel like you're starring in your own action movie. And yes, you will be muttering, snick, under your breath. Don't lie, we all will. But here's the kicker, the story is meant to be dark, gritty, and emotional. So don't be surprised if you cry a little while also decimating bad guys. It's like a therapy session with claws. Oh, and side missions. Prepare for a bunch of mutant mayhem and probably some hilarious Wolverine one-liners that make you question why you're laughing while tearing someone's arm off. Honestly, if you thought Spider-Man was hype, Wolverine is like Spider-Man on steroids, and with actual claws. 2. Battlefield 6. Next up, Battlefield 6, and oh boy, this one's making waves. You know Battlefield, massive maps, epic destruction, tanks rolling, jets flying, and your teammates screaming over the mic, "I think I shot a cow." BF6 promises next-level chaos, with better graphics, bigger maps, and, if rumors are true, some insane environmental destruction. So when you're camping in that tiny shack thinking you're safe, yeah, a building might just fall on your head. Multiplayer is gonna be straight-up mayhem. Squad up with your friends, or that one random guy who insists on driving the tank into a cliff. Either way, laughter is guaranteed. And the progression system, you'll be unlocking guns, skins, and probably a few emotional scars from friendly fire incidents. Honestly, it's the perfect mix of adrenaline and comedy, mostly at your own expense. 3. Crimson Desert. Sliding into Crimson Desert, the game that screams epic fantasy drama but also maybe you'll cry in the first 5 minutes. This is an open-world action RPG with insane visuals. We're talking landscapes that make your monitor go, dude, I'm too pretty for this. Think deserts, mountains, castles, basically a photographer's wet dream and a gamer's migraine at the same time. Combat looks action-packed with swords, bows, and magical powers. You can go full stealth, full rage mode, or full, why are we fighting this giant lizard mode. Honestly, Crimson Desert is perfect for anyone who wants an RPG with stunning visuals, engaging combat, and that constant fear that you just fell into a pit and lost 3 hours of grinding plus, the story, emotional, complex. Definitely one of those games where you stare at a character and go, bro, I feel you. And yes, it's okay to cry over fictional people, we won't judge. 4. Arc Raiders. Up next is Arc Raiders, the game that's basically like, what if your favorite action movie got turned into a multiplayer co-op shooter? Imagine, you and your squad, blasting alien tech, running across rooftops, dodging explosions that feel way too close, and somehow surviving. It's cinematic chaos, and yes, it's 100% a team effort, or total disaster if your friends are bad. The combat looks fast, fluid, and brutal. You'll be weaving through environments, using high-tech gear, and probably screaming at your screen when a teammate accidentally shoots the objective instead of the enemy. The visuals are insane, the sound design is epic, and the gameplay loop, totally addictive. I'm calling it now, this is gonna be a must-play co-op game for anyone who loves explosions, lasers, and the occasional existential panic at trying to save humanity. 5. Onimusha, Way of the Sword. Now, Onimusha, Way of the Sword is here to remind us that samurai games are timeless. If you're a fan of action, epic sword combat, and historical vibes with a supernatural twist, this game is basically your dream come true. You'll slice, dice, and probably unintentionally stab some random NPC. Sorry, we don't condone that in real life, okay? The combat is all about timing, combos, and looking ridiculously cool while doing it. Also, the story, classic revenge tale with demons, honor, and probably at least one plot twist that makes you go, wait, what just happened? And let's be honest, the samurai aesthetic is just plain sexy. Armor, swords, cherry blossoms. If this game doesn't make you feel like a dramatic anime hero, nothing will. 6. Animula Nook. This one's a bit of a wild card. It's quirky, adorable, and maybe slightly terrifying in the cutest way possible. It's got that indie charm where you just want to cuddle everything, then realize you also might need to fight it, somehow. The world is vibrant, the characters are memorable, and the gameplay, well, let's just say it mixes strategy, exploration, and a sprinkle of chaos. If you thought this was gonna be a chill, cute game, think again. 7. Yakuza Kiwami 3 Dark Ties Remake. Let's start off with Yakuza Kiwami 3 Dark Ties Remake. Now, I don't know about you, but the Yakuza series is basically the definition of chaos energy. One second you're in a dramatic cutscene about honor and betrayal, and the next second you're in a side quest helping someone find their missing pants. Only in Yakuza, the remake of Kiwami 3 is exciting because the original came out way back in 2009. That's like 3 console generations ago. We were still arguing about whether the Xbox 360 or PS3 had better graphics. Spoiler alert, neither of them had ray tracing, but the remake, oh man, we're talking modern visuals, smoother combat, and hopefully, some updated side missions. Imagine playing those classic story beats, but with combat that actually feels like it belongs in 2025. Plus, the community is already speculating if they'll tweak some of the, let's call them, less polished parts of the original, and can we just appreciate the fact that Kazuma Kiryu is like the most reluctant hero in gaming? The guy just wants a quiet life, running an orphanage, maybe drinking some sake. But no, every 5 minutes, some gangsters are like, hey Kiryu, fight us, and he's like, fine, but after this, I'm going back to karaoke.by the way, comment your favorite Yakuza minigame. If nobody says Pocket Circuit, we're going to have some serious problems. Next up, Dark Ties Remake. Okay, so this one has me hyped because Dark Ties was one of those games that scarred a generation. You know the type, gloomy atmosphere, brutal enemies, and the kind of difficulty that makes you question your life choices. The remake promises not just a fresh coat of paint but actual new mechanics and expanded story content. Which means yes, you get to die in 4K now. Very exciting, honestly. The thing about these dark fantasy games is that no matter how many times you play them, you always get humbled by that first tutorial boss. Like, you're walking in, thinking, yeah, I've played Souls games before, I got this. 5 minutes later you're screaming, throwing your controller, and reconsidering your entire personality. But that's the charm, right? Pain. Sweet, sweet pain. The remake is also rumored to have new cutscenes, maybe even voice rework, which could make the story easier to follow. Because let's be honest, in the original, half the time I had no clue what was happening. Some dude in armor would say something like, the veil of sorrow binds the eternal tide, and I'd just nod like, yep, sounds important. I'm ready to suffer all over again. Who's with me? 8. 9. Pragmata. Alright, moving on to the mysterious child of Capcom, Pragmata. Ah yes, the game that's been delayed so many times I'm starting to think it doesn't even exist. Like, at this point, it's basically gaming's version of Bigfoot. We've seen blurry trailers, some leaked screenshots, but has anyone actually touched it? Probably not. The trailers we've seen though, they're gorgeous. You've got this astronaut-looking dude and this mysterious little girl walking around a futuristic city that looks straight out of a cyberpunk dream. Then the sky literally shatters, and they end up on the moon. Like, what? Excuse me, what is happening? And the theories. Oh my god, the theories. Is she a clone? Is she some kind of AI? Is the astronaut her dad? Or is this just Capcom trolling us until Resident Evil 9 drops? Who knows, but let me tell you, if this game ever actually comes out, it's going to break the internet. Capcom hasn't missed in years, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil remakes, Devil May Cry 5, so expectations are sky high. I just hope the girl is playable, because I want to see what kind of weird powers she's hiding. Fun fact, Pragmata has been delayed longer than my gym membership. And trust me, that's saying something. Saros. Now, on to Saros. This game is mysterious as hell. Every time I try to find information on it, it feels like I'm looking up conspiracy theories. There's concept art floating around, whispers of it being narrative-driven, some sci-fi mixed with fantasy vibes. Basically, it's got that Mass Effect meets Starfield aura. But here's the thing, mystery can work in a game's favor. The less we know, the more our brains fill in the blanks. Like, maybe it's going to be the next big RPG epic. Or maybe it's just going to be a walking simulator where you look at pretty planets for 20 hours. Both are possible. The name itself, Saros, sounds intense. Like, it could be the title of a villain, or my Wi-Fi network when it stops working at 3 AM. Either way, it's intriguing. The question is, can it live up to whatever hype it's trying to build? That's the gamble. But if it pulls off even half the things people are hoping for, we might be looking at the next great space opera. And if not, well, there's always mods. Zero parades. Alright, zero parades. Okay, first of all, can we just talk about that name? Zero parades. Sounds like my social life in high school. Just, no parades. Nobody really knows what this game is yet. Is it an indie title, a JRPG, a horror experience? Could be all of the above. But the mystery itself is kind of fun. The way I see it, when developers play it secretive, it usually means they're either hiding something incredible, or something really janky. I'm hoping for incredible. Maybe a bold, experimental experimental game that breaks genre conventions. Maybe something emotional, something you play at 2 AM and it makes you cry. Or, knowing my luck, it's going to be a clown-themed horror game. Because let's be real, zero parades. Clowns. It writes itself. Here's what I want to do, everyone watching, comment your wildest guess about zero parades. Funniest or most accurate one gets pinned. I want to see some insane predictions. Like, is it a rhythm game about ghost parades? Is it a stealth game where you hide from invisible marching bands? I need answers. 11. Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Next up is Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This game is like peak realism. It's so realistic that I feel like Microsoft is secretly training us to be pilots. Like one day, the plane you're on is going to be in trouble, and the pilot's going to be like, is there anyone here who's played Flight Simulator? And suddenly you're the hero. The 2020 version already blew everyone's mind. You could literally fly anywhere in the world. Your own house. Boom, fly over it. Your ex's house. Yeah, buzz that roof. But 2024 is taking it up a notch. We're getting missions, career paths, helicopter rescues, cargo deliveries. It's basically Flight Simulator with actual gameplay structure. Which is great, because as much as I loved flying around for hours, after a while it was just me going, okay, cool clouds. Now what? The graphics, of course, are insane. Like, you could literally mistake some of the screenshots for real life. Google Earth is shaking in its boots. I'm just excited for the funny roleplay potential. Imagine pretending to be a pilot making in-flight announcements. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We're currently cruising at 30,000 feet, and I have no idea what I'm doing because this is a video game. Perfect. 12. Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, From the Ashes. And finally, Avatar, Frontiers of Pandora, From the Ashes. Or as I like to call it, Far Cry but you're blue. Now, I know some people have mixed feelings about Avatar as a franchise, but you can't deny the world of Pandora is gorgeous. Giant glowing trees, flying banshees, weird six-legged animals. It's basically a National Geographic documentary on steroids. The game is shaping up to be an open-world adventure where you play as a Na-6, exploring, fighting, and connecting with the world. And because it's Ubisoft, I fully expect at least 50 towers I'll have to climb to reveal the map. Classic. But honestly, I'm excited. Flying mounts? Yes. Crafting weird alien weapons? Double yes. Fighting giant mech suits like it's Avatar vs Metal Gear? Absolutely yes. The expansion, From the Ashes, sounds like it's going to dive deeper into rebuilding after destruction, which could be emotional and badass at the same time. Plus, you just know James Cameron is going to peek in and be like, make sure the water looks good.